Hello, this is Master Lama Rasaji, and this is a Wellness Wednesday, and we are so happy to have you here today. I have one of my regular guests on, incredible woman, incredible leader, mega entrepreneur. Reminds me a lot of my dad when he was a good mind and spirit, kind of like a female version of my dad. She really can see a goal ahead of time before most people can. She's a visionary by all sense of the mean. And she was one of the few people outside the Lamasery that was tuning into the portal of Shiva before it was the portal of Shiva. So that's a big thing. So she has a lot of great insight. But what she's done in the last 6 months is something very incredible. She has introduced the Circle of Life community to the iHeRQles company and the product that they have that's the most powerful thing that the Lama's put in his body in the last 50 years. And what I want to do is I want to bring her on and I want her to talk a little bit about the company, also where she sees this company going. And she's going to share with you today that the product and the company has a lot of alignment with COL. And I want you to pay attention to that. Get your pencil and paper ready. Miss Kare, Sister Kare, we're so happy to have you here today. It's great to be with you. How you doing today?
I'm doing excellent. I am so happy to be here with you. I'm so happy with what's happening with COL and how it is just growing. I mean, worldwide. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm so grateful to have found you, or for you to have found me, whatever. It was absolutely
for the universe to set us up, right? That's
yeah.
right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you, Abba.
Yeah, thank you, Heavenly Father and Holy Spirit, because it brought us back together again. Was Jimmy and me talking about? It's so nice to find kindled spirits that have been together for a long time. And since we were a child, dreamed of getting together and expanding his kingdom. And because of this great thing called the internet and Zoom and other technologies, it's just beautiful. But you know what? We got a lot to talk about today, and we got a lot to share with these people. You want to share with them the vision of iHeRQles and where they're going. We also want to give them a 6-month update because as of um, Thursday, September the 1st, the Lama will actually be on this product 6 months, and some amazing things have happened. But also some amazing things have happened to a couple of people around me, Kare, which is also, I always say, there's more than one experience when you have a good product, right? I mean, there's the experience that we have, but then there's the experience of loved ones that we care about that we get to see around us, which reiterates what's going on. And so why don't you go ahead and start and tell me what's in your mind and in your heart today?
Okay. One of the things that I was thinking about as we were talking about doing this is that this just so integrates with what the Circle of Life is about. I mean, this is a product that, I mean, it's 100% plants. So there's absolutely nothing added to it. So it's totally God's plants. You know, there's nothing else in it. And well, let me just go into real quickly what it does in the body, because that's, you know, I've been in natural healing and energy medicine more than 50 years now. And I've been on this product about 2 years, and it has absolutely transformed me. And it's different than anything out there. This is 50 years worth of research and development by a huge research team whose goal was to find the cause of aging and the cure for disease. And it needed to be 100% plants, 100% useful and good for everybody, could do no harm. I mean, I don't know anything that could fit that bill. And this has been tested, not tested, but used on over 300,000 patients in Europe through medical doctors. Everybody got better with no allergic reactions, contraindications, negative side effects. So when all that information was compiled, it was the son-in-law of the inventor who said, because they were charging like $150,000 for like a 4-month program on this. And so it was just the wealthy who could use it. But it was good for everything, physical, mental, emotional. So it was the son-in-law of the inventor who said, let me take this to the United States, put it in a company that can take it direct to the end user. It's safe for everybody and at prices people can afford. And so that's how it got started here a little over 2 years ago. I was lucky enough to hear about it very early on. And when I started using it, was just like, there's nothing like this. What it does when you spray this is a spray. This takes, this takes the place of everything I was doing.
I'm sure.
Like in my pantry was better stocked than most health food stores, but 4 sprays under your tongue goes right into the bloodstream.
Right.
So it opens up, it nourishes the body so that the circulation opens up, the circulation and the microcirculation, and the blood begins being cleaned. The immune system raises up so it can locate and destroy fast aging cells and damaged and diseased cells. And our stem cells, which I'm 74. By 74, I had like 2 stem cells left. I mean, they go downhill from age 30. But now I've got all these stem cells. So when my body's now able to get rid of the fast aging and damaged and diseased cells, stem cells come in and take their place. They've got long telomeres. They're like baby cells. So we're getting rid of the old, bringing in the new. So that started here. And when I saw what happened to my family and myself, and I started telling my followers who, are, a lot of them are my age and not very healthy and looking to me for natural things. I've got more than 26,000 people using this. So I have heard amazing stories.
Well, I'm sure you have.
Them. But this is a company whose mission is to change healthcare, because who would take supplements or drugs if you can spray plants under your tongue?
That's right. That's
and
right.
Get more benefits from it, because we were meant to eat food, and these are food molecules from 44 of the most powerful plants on the planet.
Well, let me pause for a second. That's a wonderful statement about how the company got started, what their intentions were, and the plant life. The Lama series looked at nature as God's pharmacy for eons and eons of time. They say in the Lama series that there is a compound that can address any imbalance or any ailment in the human DNA. There is a compound for that. I mean, I know companies that scan compounds, and they know through computers like MIT what these are going to do in the human genome. So I find it also fascinating that the 44 plant compounds that's in the spray, right, that looked for the best molecule that they could in there. And the reason why I like that is most everybody knows basic biological science in our group, right? Everybody knows that cell replacement is like a 7-year kind of a deal, especially for a liver. If you want to completely rebuild. But on a molecular structure, we're never more than 11 months old, which is very interesting. And so when you go through the key molecule, I'll share here that, let me tell people what happened to me on this 6-month journey.
Yeah, please do.
So it started first that I actually noticed things in my energy body before I noticed things in my physical body. I noticed things that even picking the product up, that my energy body, and holding the product in my hand, the container, my energy body would get excited about it. Like, oh my God, this is coming in, just kind of like my little Dotson gets excited in the morning when I come over to pet him before we're going to feed him, who gets one spray a day in his food, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so from the energy body over the first 28 to 30 days, I started feeling it, balance between energy body and physical body. So between 4D and 3D, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So what was starting to happen is I noticed that any mild inflammation that I had in my body immediately start to subside.
Inflammation's the cause of aging and all of our issues. So that's big.
Yeah. And so anyhow, after about 30 days, I started noticing that I had early signs of neuropathy in my feet. And years ago, I had plantar fasciitis, and I had worked through that. But now all of a sudden, about 30 to 40 days in it, about 50% of the feeling came back into the feet and into the toes and everything. That's really huge because I got a lot of stuff still to do. And one of the things I love to do is cook. And so when you're cooking, I love to be standing up. And usually I could cook breakfast, no problem. I always fed the family. I don't usually eat before lunchtime anyhow, because I let my body cleanse usually over about a 14 to 18 hour period. Don't want to break the fast, and it accelerates your energy by doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Then I started noticing my allergy begin to change. Ever since I've been in Florida, from the moment we left Tennessee when I was 10 years old, I mean, I've had allergy issues to the fact as a 15 years old, I had my sinuses irrigated. That's how big of a deal it was, right?
Yeah, that's not fun.
Very painful process, especially back then. They tell me it's a lot better today, but back then it was kind of grotesque.
Mm-hmm.
And so off and on, I've taken some either organic or pharmaceutical histamine blockers to offset that. So about 3 or 4 months into that, that went away. And that is a 50-year-old imbalance. So that's huge. That's huge. And then I started about 3 or 4 months into it. I noticed that, muscular tension was getting better and better, especially in my neck and in my shoulders, but also in my hip. I've had an injury that goes back almost as long as my allergenic reactions. I used to dance off Broadway, and I would do things like play the scarecrow from the musical The Wiz. I danced Pinocchio. Just those two roles alone, the tension that those roles put on my joints and my muscles, the Tai Chi Gong helped tremendously. But as I got into my 50s, a lot of that started catching up with me with the acceleration of inflammation and the oxidative stress in the cells. So what I started to really notice, and a lot of this hit home in the last couple of weeks, is I started cooking more dinner again. And the wife, she called me out on it. And she says, you got a lot more energy. And she says, and you go out, and as soon as they drop off the groceries at the store, I'm carrying cases of water, and I'm not even thinking about it, right? I'm just getting up, picking up cases of water, and I'm taking them to the pantry, which is 30 feet, 50 feet march from the front door to the kitchen, right? And I'm doing it, but the deal is I'm doing this like 4 and 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And normally I would have wanted my stuff delivered in the morning because I always knew I had more energy in the morning, right? After prayer, meditation, and Tai Chi Gong, I always had a ton of energy. But now all of a sudden so Sunday she's cooking. She says, when's the last time that you cooked twice in one day? Of course, she loves my cooking because it's my second passion. There's nobody that makes makes Italians call it gravy, right? They don't call it sauce. So they call it gravy in Sicily, right? So I was taught by a Sicilian to make gravy. And I was taught by Tibetan Lama to make Tibetan chili, and that's a treat. And I'm just and the reason I say it's a treat, the way I do it, it's a 2 to 3 hour process because I mean, I really all the vegetables, everything's cut up fresh, everything's done the way it does, but it takes energy to do that. And so I'm standing up on my feet. My feet aren't hurting. I've been on my feet all day long. Sunday relaxing. I think I sat down an hour on Sunday, and I was up 10 to 12 hours on my feet. And I'm a little bit of a spring chicken, 66. But definitely I can say with that. Without a shadow of a doubt, that I know that it's had phenomenal impact to me. With Jimmy Swin, he's walking, better than he's walked before. I know it's a combination of the Tai Chi Gum, but I also know it's iHeRQles. And things he's doing. His wife is now taking it. She's finding out that she's doing a lot better. Her intestinal tract is doing a lot better. Excellent. She's had issues with intestinal tract. My wife's hair is blacker now at 48 than it was at 28 when she came into this country, and which is
Jimmy's
amazing.
Hair is blacker too.
Yeah, Jimmy's is black. It's incredibly black. And well, here's the funny thing. Normally, I shave my head once every 3 days, and since I've been on the product about the second or third month on the product, now I have to shave every other day.
Uh-oh.
So that was something my wife also noticed about me. She says, "You're shaving every other day now." I said, "This keeps going, I'll be shaving every day." So it's funny. So her ears must be burning because she's trying to call me on the phone. How funny is that? That's the connection that we have. So, Kara, I'm going to throw this back to you. I know you've heard some other testimonies that I don't have. Why don't you share 2 or 3 really good ones with people the next couple of minutes?
Okay. I've heard so many, and this works not just on the physical, but mental, emotional, spiritual levels too. And that's why it just goes so hand in hand with doing Tai Chi Gong. My hip, let me just quickly give you mine. 2 years ago, I could not walk. I was riding an electric cart. I was told I needed a hip replacement, and I'm going, no, thank you. I'm not going there. I'm going to figure out how to regenerate this. And my doctor just laughed at me like, yeah, right. You'll be back. Tai Chi Gong has made a huge difference. And the two together, by the second month of using iHeRQles 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and evening, to keep it in my bloodstream all day long, I could walk with no pain. 2 months.
Great.
From not being able to walk at all. My energy, I'm 74, is through the roof. I just, like you say, endurance and energy and mood elevation, and I was a skater and a gymnast, and by the time I hit 50, I was hobbling around like an old woman because of all the inflammation from old injuries, and gone. That was just gone because that's inflammation that ages us and causes it's the base of all of our stuff. So, for me, and people have watched me on video for the last couple of years since I've been doing this and have watched my wrinkles go away and watched me get younger and lose weight. So between iHeRQles and Tai Chi Gong, just like, oh my gosh, I've lost 50 pounds in the last 6 months.
Wow, that's huge. That's a big deal. That's a whole body.
It's the movement. I wasn't moving because I wasn't walking,
That's right. But, it's a big deal.
But some of the things that happened, like I have a friend whose husband has had Parkinson's for 11 years. And she showed me a video of him trying to walk, holding onto the counter, taking these like scoochy little baby steps. And it looked like he was going to just crumble.
Right.
11 days using the spray 3 times a day. She videoed him walking without holding on to the counter. And
that's powerful.
3 months later, she videoed him walking across the house, swinging his arms, doing normal strides, which I've never seen that all these years in natural. So many things I've never seen before. people, now, didn't you say something about your eyesight was getting better?
Eyesight's definitely gotten better. I've noticed used to, when I first got glasses, it was just reading. And then I started to find out with my glasses that even far away it was helping. Now when I watch the TV, I take my glasses off because my far away vision has come back.
A lot of people are
So
taking their glasses off.
yeah. Yeah,
But
and I just imagine I wouldn't be surprised in another 6 months, but I'll tell you, of course, we're not diagnosing anything and we're not
absolutely not.
saying that this and that. But let me say two couple things regarding that. Number one, the Lamas are always taught that and has been teaching for 3,000 years. You get what the spirit, mind, and body needs natural, it'll never substitute for artificial. And everybody knows in regards to healing, which, I've been involved in this lifetime alone over 5 decades, and I've seen some amazing stories about healing. Uh, the spirit, mind, and body, the true chanda was set up to heal itself anyhow. So the one thing that I said, one of the most incredible testimonies that we've had in the last couple of days, and we got hundreds now on the site, as you know, um, was a person that's had was diagnosed with leukemia, has had active leukemia for over 20 years in their life.
Mhm.
And the only two things that they've changed in the last several months was doing Tai Chi Gong and taking iHeRQles. That's the only two things they've changed. And so they went back recently, and for the first time in over 20 years, leukemia is in remission. And if anybody knows how big of a deal that is, it's a
I have
very big
seen
deal.
that over and over again because think about it.
Uh,
Life is in the blood
uh,
and we live in toxic soup. So we got so much stuff in our blood, and leukemia is a blood
right,
disease. This
right,
begins because of the nutrition, the low frequency
uh,
stuff
right.
raises up in frequency so it can be cleaned out. Virus, bacteria, fungus, mold, chemicals, pesticides, glyphosates, heavy metals, radiation,
Uh,
chemtrails, you name it. So the blood is clean. I mean, think what
right.
so that gets cleaned up and
Well, and not only
circulation
that,
gets opened up.
from the Tai Chi Gong standpoint, one of the things that Tai Chi Gong training does early on, breathing energy and moving energy through your spirit, mind, and body, immediately stimulates lymph node function.
Mhm.
And almost everybody that has any serious cancer, the first thing that happened is their lymph node system was under attack. And not every cancer patient has lymphoma, but in this sense, the lymph node system, the reason why that's significant is that everybody I've ever known is that there's lymph node function is stimulated by practicing Tai Chi Gong. So it reverses that. And we have more lymph node fluid in our body than we actually have blood in our body.
Well, and how this
So,
goes hand in hand with that is, like you said originally, you felt it in your energy, opening up the meridians and the chakras
sure.
first, and then going
Yeah.
into the physical organs. When the blood gets clean, then the blood goes through all those organs, the liver and the kidney,
Right.
and can clean them because
Oh,
it can take
sure.
stuff on. Same thing with the
Oh,
lymph.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
many people's
Yeah.
lymph nodes,
Oh,
like you
yeah.
said. So
Yeah.
what this is doing and what Tai Chi Gong are doing, they are they're integrating. They're doing
Sure.
just
Absolutely.
so
Yeah.
powerful.
Oh yeah, it's a marriage made in heaven, and it's important to do. It's not something the Lama's ever going to be without. I can tell you that for sure. I'm sure you guys feel the same way.
Oh, no way.
And
Yeah.
so, what we're going to do, we're going to plug a little thing that pay attention in the next couple of weeks. We'll be doing. Kare will be a co-host with Jimmy Swin and me on Mastermind webinars, and we'll be sharing with you a little bit about the business model of iHeRQles. If you're looking to supplement your income and have an alternative income stream that can be residual, if you're looking to that, it's product introduction companies, in my opinion, are some of the most easiest ways to build an income stream, especially when the product delivers like this product delivers. So be looking for that. Kare, you got any closing remarks before we shoot out of here that you want to say before we go?
The people that I've worked with who are in the circle of life, oh my, just are the most conscious, most compassionate people, and they can't help but share this. And so they're doing remarkable in the business, and I love working with them. So
Well, it's
I,
beautiful to have you in our organization and working in leadership with COL also. And it's wonderful that the iHeRQles product is here. People can click on the banners here. You can click on this video and find out more information about that. And we've got a couple of more videos that were come up early. And if you want to see the pathway, go back and see some of those older videos that Kara and me did originally. But it's
if you're,
been wonderful. Go ahead.
I wanted to give my phone number because a lot of people
Sure.
just would rather just
Oh, yeah.
call.
Sure. Go
Is
ahead.
727-798-8764.
Uh-huh.
And I can
Wonderful.
help you get started rather than
Good.
having you go through the website. And it still will all be under Master Lama Rasaji.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's so sweet of you. And everything. So we're excited about working with Kara and her son Josh. They've just been incredible help to COL and Rasaji.com. And they really believe in the mission and what we're doing. And that is to put boots on the ground here. And I'm sure a lot of our teachers and a lot of our trainers are going to be using iHeRQles. If they're smart, they'll be doing it. So anyhow, to say again, thank you and blessings to you. And I hope this company excels and we able to put this in as many people's hands as we can and bless people, just like with Tai Chi Gung. So God bless you, Kara and Josh, and we'll see you guys real soon. Thank you for joining us. See all the rest of you guys next week on Wellness Wednesday.